Well, I've collected my thoughts. I went back and watched my other video to be able to get off our rabbit trail and back on to about this bag. So, Crossing the Bar Ministries comes to Ocala. They do a class. We get taught how to avoid landmines. But it's the holidays again. It is between Christmas and Thanksgiving, and there is a lot of stuff going on. Not just in my personal life, but just in a lot of the areas that I am currently assigned. And one of the things that has just been bubbling up to my heart is that I'm doing jobs that are not mine to do. And in saying that, God had given me this vision of taking all of the things that I'm carrying, because I imagined that I was carrying plates like a server, and I am trying to manage 12 plates, let's just say, which is difficult in and of itself. And I don't have a serving tray. I'm just holding all these plates, and they're spinning plates. And the Lord said, put all the plates on the ground, write on every single plate what it is that you're carrying, and then ask me, not myself, but ask the Lord, what things are for me, what things are for later, and what things aren't even mine. And so I've been thinking, hey, I need to just make a bunch of sticky notes, put them on the floor, and ask God what things need to go on the shelf and what things are really for me to carry. And I've put it off because other things have gotten in the way. And the Lord made some room in my schedule this week. Like a lot of room in my schedule this week, and I haven't felt the greatest. But apparently I need to unpack my bags. Anyway, back to the bag. So a couple Sundays ago, I'm at church, and the Lord shows me this video in my mind. Like, I see this reel of stuff, and it was a young lady carrying a bag, and she's sitting on a porch, and she is desperately looking for the thing that she needs, but she can't find it because the bag that she's looking in is carrying everybody else's stuff. So I really want to unpack this bag with you. So if you'll just indulge me a little bit, and the Lord, I want to sit down and share some things with you. So we're going to adjust our camera, and we're going to have a seat on the ground. So I told you, I felt like I needed to help everybody. I went to school. I've been thought I was going to be in the medical field, so I run around trying to bandage up everybody's wounds, the wounds I didn't create, the wounds other people try to create. And as God was revealing stuff to me yesterday, He told me that this is not mine to do; it's His. So I'm going to unpack it from my bag, and I'm going to leave it at His feet, because it's not mine. And then there's trash, other things that are like bags so I can carry more stuff, right? But I wasn't created to carry more stuff. In fact, His word tells us to sit at His feet, right? And then there's the multiple devices so I can work. I gotta carry those. But the reality is, these aren't mine either. They're just something that helps me do what the Lord's asked me to do. So some of those things aren't really mine. They're just where I'm called to for a time and for a season. So I need to give them back to Him. And then we gotta have stuff to clean up when the spills of life happen, and the mess that's in my heart that overflows to somebody else's feet accidentally because my bucket was too full. I gotta have something to clean it up. The truth is, it's not my job to clean it up. My job is to ask for forgiveness and come to the feet of Jesus. Go to my brother and my sister and say, hey, I made a hard against you, and I need to make that right so I can take my gift to his feet, but it's not my job to clean it up. That's the Lord's too. And then there's all the finances and all the stuff and all the things, everybody's identities that I'm carrying around, right? Like, I've got, the health issues and the other things in here, more receipts, family pictures, just different things that I think define who I am, and they really don't. Then I'm not trying to put anybody out under, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, so if you jump on that bandwagon, you'll have to take it up with the Lord yourself. Then there's all the Bible studies, and I got to study, and I got to read the books and do the things to know how to be, and the books are great, and the words that God gives to other people help heal, restore, and redeem. And they have a place. But I don't have to carry those around either. I don't have to read every book that's written, and I don't have to do that. Then there's caring for all of the babies. This is part of my calling. This is part of what God calls me to do. But I don't have to carry it. And then there's more work. More work. If I just work, if I'll just study, if I'll just make more notes, if I will just do all the things, I'll be accepted, I'll be loved. If I will just do the stuff. There used to be snacks in here. There's lots of pockets in here. There's lots of things. But if I'll just leave it at his feet and sit in his presence, because that's what he really called me to do. Just be his daughter, listen for his voice, and love his people like I love him. I can trade him all of my heavy burdens, all of the bags, for a seat at his feet. And I don't have to carry any of that. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to carry the childhood traumas that I didn't create. I don't have to heal my siblings or my family's hurts and broken hearts, or even the people that God sends to me. It's not my job. It's his. And he does that in here. His word does that. His word heals their hearts. His word redeems them. His word restores them to relationship with him. I'm just a vessel in which he uses to minister through me to them. And the best way that I do that is pointing them back to his word. So if you're heavy laden and you're worried about the holidays and how things are going to go and whose feelings are going to be hurt or not, or who to invite, or whatever the burden is, I ask that you would just sit at his feet and ask him, is it yours to carry? Or could you trade him? Could you trade him this year? Could you trade him your heavy burden for his, which is light and it's easy? I find peace and rest at his feet and in his word, because it's where his presence is. It's with me. And I hope that you will take some time, not to read another Bible, do another Bible study, or check off a box, but to really sit at his feet and ask him to help you unpack your bag and give him stuff. So one of the wonderful things that the Lord has just revealed to me over the past several years is that I was called to worship. So were you? And part of my worship is worshiping with flags. And I feel his presence so greatly when I worship who he is. Not just what he's done for me, saving me, redeeming me, healing me, restoring me, but just who he is. That he is El Roy. He is the God who sees me, and he's the God who sees you. He is Emmanuel. He is God with me, and he is God with you. He is Jehovah Jireh. He is my provider. I could try to say that all of these other things are my provider, but they are not. He is. And he is Jehovah Rapha. He is my healer. He is Jehovah Shalom. My peace. He is Jehovah Shalom, your peace too. He is Jehovah Rapha, your healer. So I pray that you can lay your burdens down. For me, I had to literally pack this bag. It was not packed. I had to pack this bag and make this video as a reminder to lay my burdens down at his feet. To just sit and worship him and be in his presence. To draw near to him, to abide with him. That's all I need to do. And he will order my steps. He will tell me to go right or left. He will do the same thing for you. So I pray for you and for me that as we draw closer to the Lord, that made my legs hurt. That we will write down, if you got to do the writing it down. Right? I gotta write down the things I need to lay down. It works for me. It gives me a visual of, okay, I wrote it down, I set it at his feet, and I don't have to carry it anymore. I needed to make this video so that I could fully be immersed in what God was saying about unpacking the bags. Because all I really need to carry is his word. And he's not asking me to carry it around and beat people over the head with it. He asked me to carry it in my heart. And I do that by spending time in it. And so can you. So, will you get up? And will you join me in walking baggage free into 2025? Where we rest in his presence. Where we get to be fearlessly and authentically who he called us to be, instead of trying to conform and fit into all these other things and all of these other places. I don't know about you, but for me, I need to make those little sticky notes and put them on the floor and ask, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? What is it that you want me to work on? What is it that you have assigned me to? Because I can't carry all these other assignments. They're not mine to carry. And I'm asking him to help me only carry what he has planned and purposed for me to carry in the time that he's planned and purposed for me to carry. So Lord, I just thank you. I thank you for whoever stayed for the whole video of this. I thank you for just your love, your grace, and your mercy. Lord, I thank you for your word, because it is alive and active and sharper than any two-edged sword. It's what pierces to the very place that needs to be touched or healed or dissected or removed, whatever it is. Lord, it's your word that gets in there and does the work. It's your word that brings life. It's your word that restores. It's your word that heals. It's your love, your unfailing love that casts out fear. Fear that if we will lay it all down, that it won't get done or it won't be taken care of. But the truth of the matter is, every detail has already been planned out. Everything for my life, you know from the beginning to end. And there's too. There's not one thing that you've missed. Not one tear that you haven't collected. There's not one thing that I have need of. Because I lack no good thing. Because I am the daughter of the Most High King. You are the son or daughter of the Most High King. And he says you will lack no good thing. So I just pray today that you will trust him. You will stop leaning on your understanding. And you will acknowledge him. And he will make straight your path. Because he just keeps straightening out all the crooked ways for me. And I know he will do it for you. He's provided for me in ways we could be here for days. I could probably talk to you for the rest of my life. Till my last breath. About the things that God has done for me. And still not run out of them. And if you'll look, you'll see what he's done for you too. So Lord, help us to magnify you. Not the things, not the hurts, not the heartaches. Lord, those that are trying to traverse the holidays without stepping on landmines or things they didn't even know were still there that they were carrying. I carried that baggage for so long, Lord. So long. I didn't even realize how heavy it had gotten because I was just so accustomed to carrying it, Father. Lord, so I just ask that you open our eyes and our hearts to hear from you, Lord, the things that we need to lay down, the things that are still poking us and prodding us and leaving us with festering wounds of unforgiveness, Lord. And I just ask that your love, your healing balm would just wash over us, Father, Lord. Lord, your word is salt. Salt is cleansing. Lord, it can be, you ever put some salt on a canker sore? It can, sting. But Lord, it helps purify and clarify the things, Lord. So I just thank you and I praise you, Father. And I just ask that you would help us take out the trash. The things that are muddying our hearts and our minds, and that we would leave it at your feet, where only you can restore it, redeem it, and clean it up. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.